Okay, this is Dragon Ball Advance Adventure for the Nintendo Game Boy Advance, and this is one of my all-time favorite Game Boy Advance games. First, I'm going to show off one of the extra modes that is unlocked after beating the main game, and it's a one-on-one tournament fighter, and for a Game Boy Advance game, it's a lot of fun. There's only an attack button, and then your the button that charges up your special attack, but you can do a couple moves with combinations on the D-pad. Like you can do foot sweeps and knock your guy down. I prefer to beat their face in and knock them up into the sky. And these are my two favorite characters for this mode, Jackie Chan and Tien Shinhan, because they both have the best super moves. Also, I just like the characters. Now, I think they could have had more characters in this mode. There's only 8 characters. But if you play the main game, there's 2 tournament levels that play like this. There's a couple of characters that are in that tournament mode that easily could have been put in this. Now, Tien Shinhan can actually fly, but the computer will never do it. At least I've never seen the computer make Tien fly. Yeah, that sucks that I missed with that special move. Okay, the extra mode has all the same levels in the same order as the main storyline, but in the extra mode, you can switch characters. You hit select and bring up a menu, and you can switch to Krillin here. After you collect all 7 Dragon Balls, though, and collect some other items, you can switch to almost any character in the game. Those pig dudes that I'm beating up, you can switch to them and play through the game as them if you want. I believe there's 30 characters you can play as. And you have to go through the extra mode in the main game looking for portraits of the characters you want to unlock. So, I'm showing off the extra mode, but the gameplay is exactly the same as the main game, with the one difference of being able to switch to any character at any time. And this game is amazing. It plays like a mix between a side-scrolling beat-em-up and a platformer. This level, you basically just run to the right and beat up everyone. But some levels focus a lot more on the platforming. There's a lot more exploration. Like Emperor Pilaf's Castle, you have to... It's a huge, huge level, and you gotta do a lot of exploration and item collecting. Yamcha here is one of my favorite characters in the earlier parts of Dragon Ball, before he sucked. And some characters' ability to fly comes in very handy when looking for other portraits and items that you may be missing. I wanted to wait before I reviewed this game because I still hadn't found all the Dragon Balls up until recently. And I wanted to show off being able to switch between all the characters. When I first played this game, I downloaded a ROM, like of the Korean version, and I had at 100% every item collected, and the reason I downloaded it was because it was unclear if this was going to be released in the States or not. But when it was released, this was a day one purchase for me. This is one of my favorite games. The graphics are amazing and colorful. The gameplay is very solid. Your first playthrough, when you have to play as Goku through the main game, you do a lot of upgrading to your character. You have to find health upgrades, weapon upgrades, energy upgrades. And it follows the storyline of Dragon Ball from the very beginning up until the first fight with Piccolo. It's got a couple different modes of play. There's some levels where you're flying on the cloud. There's some levels like this. And then there's the tournament levels where you have a one-on-one tournament-style fight. So there's some variation in gameplay. And the unlockables, especially with being able to play as so many different characters, it really adds to the gameplay. Like, I have sunk a lot of hours into this game. This is usually the game that I leave in my Gameboy Advance slot on my DS. But look, this is a very minor character. In the comic, he only shows up for like 2 chapters, you know? And they have him in here as a playable character, and they even have his special move. So it's amazing that you can play as a lot of minor characters, and you can use a lot of characters that are, you know, just enemies in the game. That's why I'm disappointed in the fighting game mode that they don't have more characters, because this version has, you know, like 30 different characters you can go through. But there's only 8 in the fighting mode. Yeah. So there's a lot of cool techniques you can pull off with different characters and their special, unique abilities, which I show off in a minute at the end of this level. See? You can even play as a minor character as the wolf. So, I mean, I am crazy about this game. Like, I've definitely given this one a Mondo cool. Most of the time I like to play as Krillin, because he can run through the levels real fast. He's got a pretty good moveset. Like, he's got a little foot sweep that'll knock the enemy down. Or you can kick them up into the air, jump up, and start wailing on their face to rack up some points. So I really think the gameplay in this game is, you know, like, rock solid. Even if you don't like Dragon Ball, I would definitely say pick this up if you see it for a couple bucks, because it is a very fun, side-scrolling, beat-em-up, platformer type of game. Now, I try to pull off a more advanced technique for this boss fight. General Blue's got 4 different powers that he can use by charging up the bar, you know, to different levels. Where he'll freeze a character for a few seconds, and Akuman there, he has a one-hit KO technique that I tried to use, but if you get interrupted while trying to pull off the technique, it won't work, which is what happened here. But even on boss fights, that one-hit KO technique will take out anyone. So I tried to freeze the, you know, giant sword-wielding bear and then hit him with that one-hit KO, but it didn't really pan out. Anyway, I highly recommend this game to anyone that likes awesome. If you like awesome, this game is for you. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe.